because I am excited. Hit OK on the record. Turn your video on if you are able, if you are willing. It is scientifically proven that you actually absorb more information when your camera is on. So I do love it. I love seeing your faces. It's okay if you're doing laundry. It's okay if you're tending to kids. My kids may walk in here. You never know. I have locked the door, but you never know. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alita Langford. I'm a diamond brand ambassador with Plexus. And I learned from my upline, I loved when she would say this. She said, all that diamond means is I really love Plexus. That's what that means. It means I really love people and I really love these products, and my passion and my desire for wanting something more in my life combined with Plexus, and I was able to build a multi-million-dollar business from home. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Most days I'm still like, what happened here? Okay. So I actually wanted to talk tonight about resilience, about building a business in Plexus and gaining momentum through learning the tool of resilience. Because here's the stone cold truth. I never actually watched WWE wrestling, but I feel like I just used a line from one of the wrestlers. Okay. It's cold because The Rock says so, or something like that. I don't know how it goes, but some of you are tracking with me. Okay. And so, what it comes down to in building a strong, foundational, sound, peace filled, joy filled business is it comes down to mindset. Why is that so important? Why is that so key? Because without the resilience of a strong mindset, you're going to be quicker to give up. You're going to be quicker to just avoid. You're going to be quicker to just not bother continuing to build a business. You're going to start, you're going to stop. And you're going to find yourself in that cycle continuously. You're going to find yourself in a victim mentality if you don't learn that personal growth part to really build up your resilience. Can anyone relate to what I'm saying tonight? Drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know if you're with me. Let me know if you're with me. So, what I wanted to share tonight was through some personal experiences that I've had where I've learned and understood how important resilience is in building a business. So if you're on here tonight and you're like, you know what, I'm tired of starting and stopping, or I'm brand new and I'm ready to go to the top, I'm ready to make this opportunity everything that it can be for me. I'm ready to hit my highest potential. I want you to drop a diamond in the comments. And I want you to make a decision tonight to expect to hear something that changes everything for you. Building a diamond business is many decisions. It's decision after decision after decision to keep going, to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, to make that decision in that moment of, I could choose right now to be like, this is too hard, roll over and give in. Or I can choose to get up and keep going. The only difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people are willing to do what unsuccessful people won't. That means that successful people aren't better than you. They don't have more qualifications than you do. They just keep showing up, even when the kids are sick, the dishwasher's broken, the laundry is piling up, everything is going against you, and you still show up and you're like, come hell or come high water, I'm showing up because I believe in this opportunity, because I believe in my dreams, because I believe in myself and allowing myself to operate in my highest potential. So tonight, I really want you to go to that place of, am I operating in my highest potential? Or am I allowing myself to stay in a place that just tells me complacency is fine. If I'm allowing myself to stay in a place of excuses are fine. If I'm allowing myself to just kind of allow life to happen to me, and we forget that we've been given free will, that we were created, wonderfully and fearfully created, right? And that we've been given free will to choose, to make choices. And so I was having a conversation with a mentor friend of mine today, and he said something to me that just really hit home. He said, what I have learned through, he's going through a really big transition in his life, is he said, what I have learned, and he goes, what I told my wife is I said, when I stay in my power and I remember who I am, all is well. Like all is well. When we remember who we are and we don't let those doubts seep in. Okay, so if you're anything like me, I'm like, stay in your power, like He-Man, like a Power Ranger. Like, what do you mean stay in your power? Like you're like, I'm like, okay, Yoda, teach me. What does that really mean? But when you really get still and quiet and you think about that for a second, what he was saying to me was when I choose to not listen to the self-doubt of all the reasons why I can't and all the reasons why this might not work. When I choose to just put all my focus and all my energy and all my thoughts and focus it on what I do want, wow, do we watch God move mountains? Wow, can we see just things start to happen in our lives and in our businesses? So really staying in that place. And so I wanted to share a story with you tonight because I thought this was so good. I actually shared it on an accountability call earlier today, but it came to me on the call and I got emotional talking about it. Afterwards. I got off, I thought, wow, that really meant something to me. And so about 7 years ago, I was a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus and I was ready to be Diamond. I was like, I am putting everything I have, my focus, my attention. I had been widowed. I had 4 kids under the age of 6 years old, and we had no life insurance. I had been practicing resilience. My business did not become easier because that happened to me. I became stronger. I grew stronger. I grew more confident. I grew more clarity and more sure of something in all of my life. Like it was just like, this is what I'm doing. This was providential and I'm headed in the right direction. And no one could tell me otherwise. I grew stronger. And so I hired a business coach and his name was Preston Pugmire. And he just uprooted my world. I had not really heard a ton on victim mindset and all of these things and fear stories. And he taught me so much in that season of my life. And I would recommend the book, The Big Leap, to anybody. I read that at least once a year. It's a really good check-in on your thoughts. And am I allowing victim mentality? And not many people could look at a widow in the face with 4 small kids. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then both my parents died that year. And oh, yeah, I moved countries. I moved to Canada, moved my kids there for a little while. Not many people could look her in the eye and be like, hey, you're in victim mindset. We're going to up level this. So that truth being spoken to me changed everything for me. So here's some tangible things that he shared with me that really taught me more resilience and allowed me to actually quantify it in a sense of really understanding, okay, it's not just about being stronger. It really is. There is a little bit of a system to it. And he said, he said, picture your perfect day. What is happening in your perfect day, right? So you picture those days where you're like, today was the best day. The sun was shining. I got to have lunch with my friend Kim. And then I got to go and I got to work my business and I killed it on my IPA. Like, what does that look like for you? And then he said, number one, do you believe that more good days can happen to you than bad? Do you believe that you can have 99.9% good days, no matter the circumstance? He was talking to a widowed, orphaned lady with four small kids. I'm like, I'm sorry, Preston. Okay. Y'all need to come up and live in my house for a second and tell me that I can have 99.9% good days. Okay. That felt so far. But this is what he told me. He said, A, you have to have that belief. You have to believe that you can choose that you can choose in any circumstance to have joy, to have that feeling, to have that energy to show up for your team, to have the excitement to show up and share plexus or share your faith or share whatever it is that you want to share, that you can choose this, okay? And so he told me, he said, when you start having a bad day, what is your blueprint for success? Most of us, right? I mean, up until that point, I was like, I'm just falling off the train, friends. I'll see you on the other side. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a better day, right? I just assume it's out, it's gone. And he challenged me. Okay. And I'm going to challenge you tonight to do the same thing. So he gave me a blueprint. He asked me for my blueprint. So I said, well, after my husband had passed away, driving became a cathartic, therapeutic thing for me. So I'd get in the car and I would just drive and I would cry my eyes out and do all the things and just have this time to myself. And so I realized driving was actually something I really enjoyed with loud music. And then I thought, when I'm really feeling good, I put my sunglasses on, I put some hot pink lipstick on, and I go for a drive and it just changes my mood. It lifts me up and makes me feel good. So that was my blueprint for success. So that meant even if I had to put the kids in the car with me, which at the time I would have, right? Put the kids in the car with me, turn up the music. I'm like, we're going, we're doing it. I'm going to get you ice cream. Like, we're going all in. We're changing the mood for the day. So they loved it too. I wonder sometimes if they were like, hope she's in a bad mood today so we can flip this script and go for ice cream. But I decided to really follow suit with that blueprint for success. And it was really precious to me because the other day, about 2 weeks ago, my husband had driven our oldest to Montana he's in the Air Force. And so he was going to be going there. And I was home with the other 8 children we have and watching everybody be in Maui and enjoying the tropical beaches. And I'm at home with the kids and, our oldest is being literally shipped off. And so I get this in the mail. It is a tube of hot pink lipstick with a note that said, remember your blueprint for success. You are, and it was a very sweet note. I can't remember exactly what it said, but basically, like, remember who you are. And I'm so proud of you for doing this. And that was from Megan Milokovic. It makes me want to cry right now thinking about it because it was just divine timing of, oh yeah, we control so much more than we think we do. It's not about controlling the circumstances. It's about controlling our thoughts around the circumstances, right? And these things stick out to me. I'm always like, whiners are not winners and complainers are not obtainers. We can complain all day long. My situation isn't perfect. This is hard. This is difficult. And can I promise you something? I have done this business married. I have done this business widowed and single. I have built this business through a spouse passing away, my mom passing away, my dad passing away, raising children, all of a sudden becoming a blended family and having 9 children, having 2 babies, building a business. I have moved countries. I have built this business under pretty distressful circumstances. And can I tell you, it's not any easier now. It's just not, because it's all up here. It's all up here. If this is a joy for you, if you're excited about what you're doing, can I tell you that nothing brings me more joy and excitement than coming on something like this and looking at your faces and knowing that the potential is sitting right there for you too, to just make that decision and jump in and to see you guys growing and choosing it and choosing your families and choosing to put yourself out there and be so freaking brave. You're brave day after day, putting yourself out there and doing it and recruiting people and sharing it with them and telling them about the business. And you're so willing to get out of your comfort zone, and nothing makes me more, I can't think of another word, just it makes me so proud. It makes me so proud of you for showing up on a Monday night, for showing up for yourself, for showing up and saying, yes, I want something more for my family. And I just want to be that voice of encouragement for you tonight that says, no matter what your circumstances are, you have a choice. You truly do. And I know you feel like you don't. I can tell you, I laid on my floor like a toddler and was like, God, y'all just send me down a diamond. Okay. Like just send me on down one and then I'll be fine. Just do this and then I'll be fine. Right. But the truth is, the resilience and the growth and the learning comes from showing up when you don't want to. Personal growth is not for the great days, it's for the hard days. Personal growth and mindset training isn't for when things are going awesome. It's for when things are going hard and it's like, right, I want to be successful. And it's consistently pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. It's consistently putting yourself out there to just, I don't know what's going to happen to me, right? It's fear. It's scary out there because we don't know. I heard this sermon one time and he said, we step out into the water and we think it's just an ocean and the depths are vast. And most of the time, it's shallow. And it's like, why were we scared of that in the first place? Right? I mean, think back to when you started and you made your first post and you're terrified. And now you've been posting all the time. Right? You're posting all the time. You're just like, you're just slapping up a post because you're like, oh, this doesn't scare me anymore. I love all your faces. You're like, yes, right? Because it's true. We're terrified. And then we do it and we're like, oh yeah, that wasn't that bad. I didn't die and I'm okay. Cheryl has a shirt that says, but did you die? And she wears it when she works out because she's 61 and has like a bodybuilder experience going on. And it's amazing. And my point is that when you make the decision to just go all in, to doing the scary things, to showing up and making that decision to not quit on yourself. Stay in your power. Stay in that mindset of gratitude. When you start to feel like complaining, okay, so this is my go-to. When I'm frustrated, I immediately go to, well, great. This is happening and this is happening. This, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't know. I mean, why do I have to cook dinner again? Or why does this have to happen? Or why does this da 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 da, right? We start to complain. And I literally have an alarm that goes off on my phone that says complainers are not obtainers, because I know I can be a complainer. Now, if you would have asked me, I would say absolutely not. I am not a complainer. But when it comes down to it, my friends, I complain. It's true. I complain. I get frustrated. I feel overwhelmed. I feel all these things. I have 9 children. Okay. I have 9 little people running around asking for things. Literally right before the call, Jacket Bee, my little bumblebee, broke his wing or something. He wants to be the mascot for the football team. So I got him a bee costume and it's hilarious. I love it. But then there's also times where I'm like, I just put this on you. Do I really need to take it off right before the call? Oh my goodness, the wing broke. It's a thing, right? And so I can choose in that moment to feel the fluster and feel the overwhelm and how am I going to get on there and how am I going to bring it tonight? And you know what brings me back? I sat down, I took my pink lipstick from Megan Milakovic, I put that on, and I set it down and I said to myself, nothing brings me more joy than sharing what I have learned through massive amounts of resilience. I am not stronger than anybody else. I am not better than anybody else. I don't have something internally that just told me to do it. I had faith and I had belief that I could do it. I had a belief that I was just like, I'm unshakable. I refuse to let this take me down. I learned that really at the end of the day, it was all up here and it was all up to me in the sense of what do I choose? I had to learn to become my own cheerleader. I had to learn how to seek out mentorship and advice and friendships and different levels of wisdom that I was seeking. Becoming a lover of learning, becoming somebody who just loves to connect to people. And I remind myself, this brings me so much joy. It truly does. It truly does to get to see all of you on here and knowing, oh my gosh, we're doing this together. You are not in this alone. You are not in this alone. And even when it feels like it, you have to tell you, I'm not in this alone. But I can choose to stay in this thick of yuck, or I can choose to stay in the mundane of my life that I feel is mundane, okay? Or I can choose mid-month to bring some energy to my life, to my family, to my business. When I did Keith Callahan's mastermind, he said, stay close to the fire. Stay close to the fire. If you want to be fired up and you want to move your business, and if you're feeling real like low vibey, like you don't want to do things, you're talking to the wrong people. Listen, YouTube became my best friend. Les Brown, him and I are besties. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know me, but Les Brown and I are best friends. I know all of his speeches. I listen to all of his stuff. Why? Because Les Brown, he's speaking life to me. He's speaking energy to me. He's telling me, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can. Could you imagine every day having Les Brown in your house and he's just like your grandpa and he's just like, yeah, you can. Let's go. Let's go. Or you got Lisa Young's just right up in your ear, like, come on, come on. I mean, don't get on a work Zoom with Lisa Young's if you don't want to message. That's all I'm going to say to you. Because if you have any ounce of competition in your bones, I like all of a sudden messaged like 100 people last week because she's like, I'm on message 29. And I'm like, I'm on message 1. What is happening? It absolutely fired me up. Who you're around matters. Who you're letting speak to your life matters. And sometimes it's not about getting rid of somebody, it's adding something in. It's adding in a little bit of fire to your soul, of reminding you and lighting that fire, reminding you that you can do this and reminding you that you are here for such a time as this and that you chose this for some reason and why and how can you push through those doubt feelings and get to the other side. On the other side of fear is absolute greatness. On the other side of the valley and the heart of the wilderness is the mountaintop. It is there. The only way to fail is to quit. Winston Churchill says that going from success is going failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. I just quoted a president and I'm very proud of myself. Sorry, I had to have a little moment. That felt really good. Okay, Winston Churchill, success, failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Who can say that that has just happened to them? No. Failure hurts. It feels tough, right? It's easy to be like, oh, no one commented. No, I didn't get anyone on my post, or no one came to my event, or not, this didn't happen, or that didn't happen. Can I tell you that all success is literally going failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm? It's like, well, nobody came. Who cares? I'm doing something else. I'm posting about it and I get to eat a little cake because I made a cake for my party or whatever it is, right? You look for the joy spots to keep going. You keep going, right? You keep going. You look for the things that make you enthusiastic. I'd move my kids to Canada and I remember sitting them down. I'm like, okay, we're gonna move to Canada for about a little while. And I could see there was that moment. Am I happy? Am I sad? And they're looking to me to guide their emotions, right? And I said, it's okay to feel sad, but we're going on an adventure and we can always come back. Nothing is permanent. It's okay. We can go and we're going to have an adventure. But if we put the thought on this is scary and this, oh, you're going to lose all your, I mean, could you imagine if I was like, you're going to lose all your friends? We're never coming back here. If I just basically told them all their fears were about to come true, they're going to be like, this is a horrible idea. Right? So it really is. It's like, what are we focused on? Where is our energy? Where your thoughts go, your energy flows. Momentum building business is all about how you are showing up. Amber Miller says it's energy. It's more and more energy. You don't get paid on your points. You get paid for the amount of energy you bring to your team. And I'll tell you, I just went ahead and said, well, Amber, I'm just going to slap myself now because that's really annoying. Okay. Because that's frustrating when you feel like you're doing it. But here's the thing. Do you feel light? Do you feel free? Do you feel joy filled when you show up? Because what you're doing matters and it makes a difference. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. I wrote some notes down that make no sense. So the thing that I want to end on is this: resilience, humor. Have some humor. Learn to laugh at yourself. Learn that it's okay to not be perfect. Learn that it's okay. I've posted so many things and then deleted them. I thought, well, that was crazy. Why would I post that? I'm trying things, right? I'm learning and I'm growing. And one other thing is like, be yourself. I have tried so hard to fit in boxes and fit in this way and fit in that way and cage my personality because it might be too much and it's too spontaneous and it's too this. And one of my mentors literally was like, let it out. Be the youiest you that you can be. Be the most planned and organized and time blocked person, or be the most craziest person. Whatever your personality is, feel free to be that here. Feel free to let yourself shine. That it's okay that we have different strengths. It's okay to operate in your strengths and not expect yourself to copy somebody else. You don't have to copy anybody else. You're going to learn to duplicate. You're going to learn to recruit. You're going to learn leadership skills if those are things that you want. But behind all of that, you must have a drive to want to succeed. And that requires resilience. It just does. So, one podcast I listened to, he said once a month he sleeps on the floor just to remind him of discomfort. I'm not going to be doing that because I have small children and I still wake up in the night and I feel like that's uncomfortable enough. But are you doing something to push you out of your comfort zone? Please don't stay where you are. The world needs you. The world needs your light and your love and your presence and your joy and your personality. Like this world needs you so bad right now. People are desperate for connection. People are looking for you. People are looking for you. And when we're so self-focused on being victim mentality and how hard everything is for us, we can't see people. We can't see them. And I've been through so many seasons in my life where I know I just didn't see anybody. But I'm asking you tonight to make a decision to see people and to see yourself as the success that you are, and just be willing to go failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Allow yourself. Allow yourself to laugh at yourself. Allow yourself to be a little lighthearted. It's okay. You guys are beautiful souls. You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. Plexus Corporate is literally, I will show you the messages. They're like, what are y'all doing over there? And it's not me. It's you guys. It's you guys making those decisions every day to change lives, to show up and to show up in more energy. So remember tonight, as you get off this call, remember, challenge yourself. What is my blueprint for success? What is my non-negotiable? How am I going to not stop? How am I going to keep going? And if you're already doing that, awesome. What is the next level of energy that you need to bring? What does that look like? What thoughts do you need to let go of to get there? Really, it's about letting go so you can be lighter and freer. You guys are amazing. I am so blessed and so honored that you showed up tonight. Truly, it really means a lot that you guys show up and are just willing. And so I just want you to know that you are important, that you are special, and that you have a place here. And that we want to see your personalities just shine. So I'm really awkward at ending. I actually have no idea how to end this call. So I'm just going to say au revoir.